Hello guys, I hope you guys are okay. It's been a long time in it, so I'm doing this video just to talk about what's happening across the world right now, what I think, and I'm making this video because I would like to answer a very important question, a very deep question that a lot of people, a lot of researchers, except few, maybe few people ever answer this question because has to do with the causal factor. You know what I'm saying? You, because a lot of people, unfortunately, in these societies that we live in, which is part of the reason why it contributes to what I'm saying. It's gonna be very relevant in what I'm about to talk about, which is which answers the question, why is humanity enslaved as a species? You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to say. You know, because we are enslaved, folks. If you don't know that, if you think that we are not, if you think you are free, you are a naive child. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in the USA or South America, or in the continent of Africa or Europe, Asia, Australia. You are a slave to the system. Okay, just you're gonna have to accept it. It's frustrating, it's bad, it's sad, but to say it, but it's true. Get over it. So accept it. No, well, no, I'm not saying to accept it, but we need to acknowledge that because a lot of people they want to just create some justification. Oh yeah, we know we are enslaved, but they don't know how deep the system of slavery that we live in goes. You know what I'm saying? Because people always need to understand that the so-called sorcerers, social engineers, the so-called rulers of this planet, so-called elite, which are nothing of the elite of the bottom of a garbage bin. Okay, that's what this is what these people are, the elite of nothing. Okay, but anyway, besides the quote unquote elite, the so-called ruler of this class, these people who run this planet. Okay, they intelligently and smartly made people associate the concept of slavery with black slavery and physical slavery, which is still slavery, which is slavery, but they made people think of slavery as overt method of slavery, make them believe that the society we live in right now we're free. There's democracy and everything, which is nothing could be farther from the truth. You know what I'm saying? But this is a perfect method of control or mind control. If you want to control people, you need to obfuscate the the meaning of the word slavery, because if you start telling them what slavery actually is and the true meaning of the word slavery, and make it very clear to people what slavery is, obviously human beings are going to wake up to the system of right now, which is a system of slavery, and they're going to rebel at it. Don't you think? So then they're gonna have to obfuscate, or they're gonna have to create some false meanings to the word slavery. And yeah, we are enslaved. We are a slave species. But why is it? A lot of people in the so-called alternative media, they do a very good job in many cases, although you can spot a lot of inaccuracies and misinformation and naivete when they explain how the system really works, because they often focuses, they always very often focus on the symptom of the disease. They want to describe the cage. You know what I'm saying? They want to describe the cage. They want to describe their surroundings. It seems like they want the system to exist, but they want to change their at their whim. You know what I'm saying? At their own preferences. They want a type of preferences adjusted to them so the system can thrive through their own preferences, which is more relativism, basically. Okay, let's put it that way. Even if they want to try to put it as a way to they may think that humanity may benefit from it, but it's still more relative. It's not objectively good for everybody. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? They say they want to build a society based on freedom for everybody, but often when you hear them say the solution for the system, the it's a lot of garbage and nonsense. To be honest, that may sound harsh, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? They often describe. They want to describe the symptom of the problem instead of causing the causal factor. In this video, I'm gonna answer the question: why is humanity still enslaved, and why are we enslaved as a species? Why is that? Why? What's the reason? Why? What's the reason behind? There are many reasons behind. Very simple. And I'm gonna highlight every single point of the reason why we are enslaved as a species. Because people don't answer that question. They want to say, yeah, we are enslaved. They want to describe all the symptoms of disease. Oh, you Russia is invading Ukraine. Israel is fighting Hamas, Hezbollah, all this bullshit that you see on the news. All these are the symptoms of this disease. Or they're creating a new world order. Or they want to create a microchip. They want to put a microchip under your skin, your wrist, in your wrist. They want to create AI intelligence so they can control everybody. They want to put a microchip in your brain. You know what I'm saying? They want to create CBDC. Oh, they want to create a 15 minutes smart city. Yeah, yeah, it's true. They want to create all of this, but those are the symptoms. But why is it? Why they want to enslave? Why is humanity still in a condition of slavery? Why is it? Well, most importantly is because which is the most important, the very first important point of this answering this question is because most human beings believe in erroneous and false belief system. They are erroneous, totally false and inaccurate. They believe in lies and deception. They're very susceptible to a lot of garbage and nonsense that's been shoved down to the gullet since practically since the day they were born. You know what I'm saying? That's what most people, even me at the beginning, but me, quite frankly, I already knew since our early age. Probably I would say 15, 16, there was something wrong with the system. But people tend to talk about the symptom of the disease. The first thing is most human beings they be conditioned to believe in this false concept of authority. This thing called government. Okay? This is what it get interesting, okay? Gets interesting. Gets very interesting what I'm saying. The people believe oh government is necessary. We need government, otherwise humanity will fall in a system, we will fall into chaos, society will break down, there will be chaos everywhere. This is absolutely incorrect. It's not true. It's not true. First of all, we don't need government. People don't know. Most people don't know what government actually is. You know what I'm saying? they think that we need government, that government is necessary. It's not necessary. If you understand what government is, okay, this is how the so-called social engineers are able to still control human beings. Okay, they have to give a lot of false notions to people so they can clinch into it. They can still be attached to it, which is first of all is government, which is the authority, which is the false concept of authority vested in human beings. There is no such a thing as authority vested in human beings. And people say, oh, the royal family or the presidents are different than us because they have so-called genetic structure that makes it better than us. Because because God ordained them to be kings and queens so they can rule over other people, which is a lot of God, which is unbelievably sad that most people believe that. Ridiculously sad. Most people believe that they have the so-called divine right to rule over other human beings. Okay, which is nothing could be farther from the truth. And your owners are laughing at you. Okay, when people still argue who should be president, this falls very well with the 2024 election here, presidential election in the US, in Russia, and other countries. They believe that it's only a matter of getting the right elective official into the presidential office. When in point of fact, they're all the same trash, okay? They're all the same people working for the same satanic overlords who rule the society. Okay? Nothing's gonna happen, and you're a naive child if you believe that. If you believe that somehow a president is gonna come into office, is gonna change for you, and this is should be. It's not difficult to understand that. Okay, government is slavery. Yes, the very conceptual idea of having a government or kingship is slavery. But why is slavery? Okay, we need to get to the causal factor. Why is that? It's slavery. Okay, it's slavery because meaning what slavery is. We need to answer the what the definition of slavery is. Slavery is the claiming of ownership of somebody else. Okay, let me say that again. Slavery is means claiming ownership of somebody. Can be a human, any living being, okay, or organism. Even a planet can be enslaved. Matter of fact, the planet Earth is in state of slavery. We're enslaving nature as well. Look at what we're doing to the environment. You know what I'm saying? It's slavery. We're destroying this planet. It's true. But why is that? Why is government talking about government? But why is government bad? Why? Why is that? Because like I was saying, slavery is the claiming of ownership. So by people voting for presidents and kings and queens or all of this shit, any authoritarian figure, you electing your master into power. You saying, "Oh, master, which master should we put into place to rule over us, like little good obedient slaves that we are?" That's the meaning of the election, presidential election, throughout history, throughout the world. Okay, that's it. You're enslaved. As long as we have this system called government, we're gonna be forever enslaved because government is slavery. It's based on the illusion and the erroneous belief that there is such a thing as authority vested in human beings. There is no such a thing as authority vested in human beings. That's a wrong and satanic and evil concept. That means you playing God. The only authority is the only authority over a human being, which is not even over us, is natural law and is the true God of creation. God with capital G, the true God. Not the God in the Bible or Quran or all this bullshit. Okay? I'm talking about the real God of creation who created everything, who created the universe, the so called laws they govern the consequence of everything, that governs the universe and everything, who create everything, this omnipotent being, underlying intelligence. Okay, this is the only being who has authority over every beings in the universe. Otherwise the rest is swill and the rest goes to the ground. Okay, if you're not that force, don't even think about that you have some degree of authority. Okay? The end, not even parents over their own children. Maybe in a certain age. But other than that, as a human being, as a being, you have your own sovereign. You shouldn't be bound and enslaved to anybody. You see what I'm saying? This is what people don't understand. Okay, this is one of the main reasons why we enslave. The social engineers don't want people to understand this. The very definition of slavery. And they don't want people to understand what government actually is. They want people, the average slave, to make them believe that government is necessary, that government is good for society. That it has to be kept, so otherwise this human society will collapse. You see what I'm saying? So this is one part, one point. This is one of the main point why government, well, why humanity is still enslaved and why humanity has been always enslaved since day one. Why is that? Okay, so it's very important to know that. Spread this video, share this video to everybody if you can. I'm not saying that I'm the arbiter of truth, that I know everything, but I know a few things. Let me tell you something. I'm not ignorant. Okay, there are many things I know. I may not know everything. Obviously, nobody knows everything, but when I say something, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about, which is true. What I'm saying. And a lot of people are under mind control to believe that government is necessary, that we need to elect presidents. Because that's what people, and it ties in very well with the election season in 2024 with Donald Trump and Joe Biden, because I hear this a lot in the so-called alternative media. This is how you know that the social engineers are doing a numbers on people in the freedom movement. They're laughing at you, folks. Sometimes I say my mind, I say myself, they fucking pissing their pants off. It's unbelievable the laugh they're doing because it's funny. People still don't see it. The government is slavery. The politicians are there to enslave you. They put there to enslave you, to carry out the agenda of the true ruling class beyond the power structure, who run every institution of power of human society. Still don't understand it. Okay, these people they control everything. They control the banks. They control all the central banks. They control the police and the military. They call them the dogs and pets. That's why you have military soldiers wearing dog tags. What do you think? It's just a coincidence because they see them as animals. Okay, They don't even, they control all the religious institutions, all the big pharma, all the big food companies, oil companies, all the media corporation. They control all the secret societies, all the major religions. They control all. They own it all. They invented this system of slavery. They control all the think tank organization, all the central intelligence agency. You name it. Every single institution that comprises the human society is controlled. They invented all of that. It's controlled by this priest class, okay? These Satanists, okay? You can be Jews, you can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be a so-called Freemason or whatever. You still, if you are enslaving, if you are part of the ruling class, you're a Satanist, okay? You can be more. Matter of fact, most human beings are de facto Satanists. This is what people don't understand. But anyways, this is the obfuscation of the world's slavery and the false erroneous idea of why we should have government existing. This is one of the main reasons, first point, why humanity is enslaved as a species. The second point is the unfortunate ignorance and lack of knowledge of what natural law and objective morality and the occult knowledge is. This is one, which is the probably the most important reason why, along with the first point that I made, why humanity is enslaved. Most we as a species don't know what's right or wrong. Okay, that's a lot of people that it's very sad to say it. Most human beings do not know what right or wrong is. They think, they believe what society taught them what right or wrong is. What the Matrix taught you what right or wrong is, which is relative. You need to understand that they because we have to go to what more relativism is and what Satanism is. Okay, because I'm gonna explain it to in just a moment. But let's talk about natural law and moral relativism and morality. We need to explain that why is that, which is the main reason why we're enslaved as a species. Unfortunately, we are an immoral species, whether we know it or not. Okay, whether we are consciously aware of that or not, we are in a moral society. Humanity is not a moral society, which is sad to say it. We are immoral trash. Okay, which is true. We do not know what's right or wrong objectively. We think we have been taught by this ruling class, by the social engineers. They propagate this idea that right or wrong are subjective. There is no such a thing as that man can create right or wrong. That man is the arbiter of right or wrong. Okay, which is false. That's what Satanism teaches. Okay, this is what Satanism is. That man is the highest power in creation, which is what atheism is. Atheism is a set of Satanism. Okay, it comes from the first tenet, which is pure ego. That you're so entrenched in ego that you think that you can create what right and wrong. That's what government is. You see what I'm saying? Which is, if you think about it, that's what this entire human society is based. The belief of the entire human society is based upon. You see what I'm saying? It's true. we are most human beings are de facto Satanists. It's a psychological. They control them. These are the people around this planet are incredible dark occultists. Okay, they know how to manipulate the mind. Intelligent people. They're evil geniuses. They're intelligent. They know how to control people. And all comes to the. We're gonna talk about genetics. What happened in the ancient human past. Okay. If you don't want to hear this, fuck you. Okay. Get angry about it. I don't care. It's true what I'm saying. Okay. They preach this nonsense of moral relativism that man can create what right and wrong is. When in point of fact, right and wrong is a objective knowledge. It's the right or wrong behavior are objective. You can definitely know what a right and wrong behavior is, and it's objective in creation. Okay, God created that. Okay, there are behaviors that causes harm to other sentient being, which are wrong, which is we're not supposed to do that, and there are right behavior, which are rights, which are behaviors that do not cause any harm to any sentient being. Okay. Unfortunately, as a species, we condone not only we condone a lot of wrongdoings, we do a lot of wrong behavior because we do not know what right or wrong in an objective standard are. We don't know that because if we did, then we wouldn't condone government in the first place. Because if you know what a right and wrong is, you're not gonna accept government. You're not gonna accept control and slavery upon you if you know what a right and a wrong is. You see the point. You see what I'm saying? This is what people need to understand. Okay, we don't. Most people don't want to address the cause of fact. They want to talk about the governmental aspect of the conspiracy. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing yes, but why are they doing that? What's the underlying cause of factor? The same thing, let's say, with it all ties in with the brief aside, okay, with the medical industry. I'll probably talk about that later at the end of the video. The causal factor, okay? So we are very ignorant about natural law. This is the second point. We're very ignorant about what natural law and the true God of creation and its laws they put in effect. This omnipotent and underlying intelligence created for all, which is for our benefit if we align our behavior to it. Okay, it's not meant to bind anybody. Okay, if understood, us humans can create heaven on earth, but unfortunately we're not doing it. We rapidly moving to a totalitarian dictatorship. Okay, into a overt slavery. Okay, right now what we having is covert slavery, which is by every day it's moving to overt slavery. And guess what, folks? It's gonna be so bad that most people will wish to die when that happens. Well, that's a brief aside. So, as a species, we don't know what's right or wrong. We don't know what moral relativism is. We don't. Sorry, we are more relativistic society. Whether it's a religious or atheistic or secular society. And what I wanted to say is practically because the people who run this planet are Satanists and they are occultists. We don't know. Most human beings don't know what the occult is. We don't know. We don't have any knowledge about the occult. although it's very present, we do have, there's so many books, and first of all, in your face, I would say everywhere. I mean, the law of gravity. There are many ways to know what the occult is and its laws and everything, which is what natural law is. It's a occult knowledge. Okay, it can be known. It's hidden from the slave class, and only the people who run this planet, the so-called dark occult. How do you want to say dark? Yeah, it is dark occult. I would say the social engineers know all. They know all these laws. They know what natural law is, and they're hiding it from people. And that is why they are able to escape these karmic consequences, because we are doing what we're not supposed to do. Period. How many? Look everywhere. Look around everywhere. 99.99 human beings condone slavery. They support the police. They support the government. They think government is necessary. They don't know what's right or wrong, and which is one of the reasons why we're enslaved as a species. This is the second point. So, lack of knowledge of natural law, lack of knowledge of the occult. The occult means hidden. It comes from the Latin word occultare, which means to hide, to conceal something. Occultism. Okay? There is two type of occultism. The occult knowledge itself is neutral. It can be used for positive and good intention, and it can be used for negative intention, which is it happened in this case of humanity. There is a group of people behind who control the human society, which all goes to a religious, ancient religious dark magician, sorcerer, priest class behind the old religion institution and secret society. Okay, I would say the Vatican, but behind the Vatican, who control this world through occulting the knowledge of natural law, and with that, they are able to create a system based on slavery, because they're evil people, they're psychopath. Okay, they see us nothing more than slaves and animals. They see us like nothing. They don't. They just, we are nothing. Okay, and if you understand the occult, which these people do, the people around this planet are occultists. Okay, they're not just bankers. This is another misconception. They a lot of people in the alternative media. They all focusing on the secular aspect, on the financial and machination of the conspiracy, when it's these people are occultists. It's not just a group of people. I hear people say, oh, they're just Jewish, or it's just Zionists, it's just Freemason, it's just the Jesuits, it's just this group of people around this. No, it's not how it works. It's an interconnected network of institutions and societies. They control. It's like you need to think like a Russian doll of a spider web, huge spider web. Okay, that's how the control system is, very complexified, very complex. They're smarter than that. It's not just a group of people who run everything, because otherwise this system of slavery that we live in wouldn't exist before. It's very complex. You see what I'm saying? And the people who run it are occultists. They know what natural law is. They themselves they're not doing the immoral action that lead to us being enslaved. It's us. That's why they get the police and the military doing what they're doing. Because the police and the military forces are the enforcer of the slavery system that we live in. You see what I'm saying? And why is that? Because people don't know what's right and wrong objectively. They think what's right or wrong through the so-called societal construct the matrix gave us. You see what I'm saying? This is what people don't know. Okay? That's why people work in immoral institutions. You see? And which is one of the reasons why we are heading into bondage. And folks, most people have no idea what's coming. And this is one of the reasons why people are behaving the way they are. Okay, so second point is lack of knowledge of natural law and occultism. Okay, so like I said, natural law is it's an immutable, unchangeable, perfect. It works like a computer program. Law that the creator of the universe, it's inherent to creation. That this underlying intelligence called God created. Okay, it's a law of consequence. It's karma basically. And unfortunately, us humanity being an immoral species that we are, doing evil deeds, even the people who may think they're not, but they are, and you can see them by their action. And the very first point is accepting this system of slavery existing makes us bad human beings. Unless you are a person who's speaking out against the system, then no, because you're standing against the system. Then that's a different topic. But if you are condoning the system, if you're accepting evil that's running amok everywhere in our society, that makes you a bad person. This is a lot of people don't want to hear that. Okay? Which is why we are enslaved, which is why the people are able to do what they're doing, this psychopath, this pedophile. And that it makes us, and it works like this basically. The more it's a proportional, the more an immoral species, the more humanity behaves immorally, then we're gonna be enslaved. It's impossible for us to be immoral with the I, immoral, and be free. It's not possible. This is how perfect natural law works. Perfectly, okay? It's like a computer program. Perfect, okay? If it doesn't care about our emotion or what we feel, it's the cosmic justice. It's perfect justice. It's God. It's God's law. It's perfection. You see what I'm saying? But you're gonna say, hey, Axel, but why there are so many evil people around the world that doing evil acts, like the so-called elite, the trafficking children, they're doing horrific abuse to children and human sacrifices. They are basically giving us a lot of crap, and which people every day believe, and that it makes us enslaved every day. But why they are winning, and why are able to keep the system of slavery going? Is because of us. It's because of us. We allow them. We are allowing them to enslave us because we're doing nothing. We standing. We're standing. We're still doing nothing. We don't question anything. We are ignorant. We don't want to be knowledgeable, and that's why we're enslaved. You see what I'm saying? And speaking of natural law, about why is I'm answering the question why there's so many evil people doing bad, because if natural law is perfect, which is perfect, and it's karmic law, why there are so many evil people doing evil acts, and in many cases nothing happens to them? Well, it's simple. Because we're living in a system of slavery. When you live in a system of slavery like ours, like humanity is living under now, it's not gonna reward good people, good action over evil. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna reward bad people, people who are enslaving, who are doing immoral behavior because of money, because of not be. It's gonna reward people who are doing the wrong action over the right action. And by definition, by law, the creator of the universe cannot reward us with freedom. It's impossible. He does not work this way. Okay? It works in the aggregation, the aggregate behavior. If us right now, speaking of right now as humanity, if we are, which we are right now, we are immoral, we are in a moral species right now, we cannot be free. It doesn't matter if we say, "Oh, we want to be free. We want to pass legislation to lower taxes, to remove censorship." You're still enslaved because you're still operating under government, which is slavery, and based on moral relativism and social Darwinism. You see what I'm saying? You need to remove this entire system of slavery in order to be free. This is what people don't understand. You see? And what basically is what I'm saying is the very reason why you see a lot of people doing what they're doing and there's no karma happening in many instances because it's not us, it's not them doing enslaving us, it's us. The so-called elite. Let me tell you what the daily routine of the elite. Okay, the so-called ruling class. What they're doing is either abusing children, they're big pedophiles, they're doing some human sacrifice shit in honor of their gods, and also they're living in a big mansion with a lot of money, a lot of women, which are basically underage girls, but and basically they're doing nothing. They just, hey kiddo, do this. Oh, you're not doing this? Oh, okay. You're not gonna get any. We're not paying you. Oh, you come, you wanna be against us, or we come after you. We're gonna come after you and your family, and that makes people compliant. That's it. Because first of all, they have unlimited resources because basically they control everything on this planet. They control all the resources of every country, most countries, I would say. They control that. They control everything. Don't make mistake about it, folks. They are the owners of this planet. Okay, literally. Although their power is illusory because it's us believing in their system. Because if we don't believe in their system to be real, they cannot operate. But unfortunately, most human beings, you see them, they believe in the system. So that's why they make them so-called omnipotent. Okay? It's this, basically. It's folks. This is one of the reasons why we're enslaved. We don't understand natural law. We don't understand what government actually is. We don't know what free anarchy is, which is ties to the third point. Most people do not know what free anarchy is. Most human beings. Anarchy comes from the Greek word anarchos. A an an in Greek means without. Archy means ruler. Archons, that's where you get archons, rulers. Anarchy means the absence of rulers. Therefore, it means freedom. We don't have anybody rule over us. We are free. We are sovereign beings, which is freedom, which is the natural, inherent way of being of every being across the cosmos and the universe. Okay, this is what the true esoteric version of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and so-called exoteric religion throughout history always teach. Okay, I'm not against Christianity or Islam or all the major religion, because if you understand their true origin and true esoteric version, you're not gonna associate with their bullshit version that we get shoved down and told us since day one. The bullshit version they preach us every day. You see what I'm saying? Most people don't know what free anarchy is. And this is how you know that social engineers are very intelligent and they're able to enslave human beings. They make people believe that anarchy, they obfuscate the word anarchy. They make us believe that anarchy means, oh, it's chaos, it's lawlessness. That's what anarchy means. Anarchy simply means without rulers, which is true freedom, basically. And then one of the reasons why humanity is still enslaved is because not only we don't understand anarchy, we don't understand natural law, we still believe in government and this erroneous belief system, dogmatic belief system, is human beings are psychological children. Then we don't behave like true adults. We are fearful little children that we don't want embrace personal responsibility and accountability. And because of that, God, the true God of creation, is going to allow this evil psychopath to win. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They want to be, oh, God, evil cannot win. Evil can win. Oh, yeah. Evil can win, and you can bet your ass on that evil can win. Oh, yeah. All you have to do is look at the history of humanity since day one will be created, and we're gonna talk about human origin very soon. At the end, as the next point of why humanity is enslaved. Why is the very reason why God is evil can win? Yeah, I was talking about evil can win. Evil can win because look, all you have to do is look at the history of humanity. What happened since day one? We've been created as a species. Who do you think they gave us all this institutional power? The monetary system, who gave us? Eh? Look at the evil, the genocides, or so-called pandemics and evil and wars, famine happening throughout human history. Every fucking time. Why is that? Because they were immoral. Because they were civilization based in immorality. All the human civilization based on immorality and government and slavery, discrimination, slavery, overt slavery in this case. Okay, they condoning no knowing what's right or wrong. Because if if you occult a species, if you hide the knowledge of right and wrong and what morality is, this you're gonna only create slavery. Period. Because that's what slavery is the absence of the knowledge of what's right and wrong and the condoning of immorality. That's what slavery is in a deep sense, not just the symptomatic problem, but the causal factor, the causal concept. You see what I'm saying? This is why. And that's the third point. We don't know what free anarchy is. The fourth point is its human origin, which is one of the main reasons why we are enslaved as a species. I'm gonna make it very short. I don't want to make it very long about this point. We don't know our origin physically, genetically, and spiritually. We don't know who we are as a species. We don't know where we come from. Yeah, we do have a lot of cultures: black, white, African culture, European culture, South American culture, Aboriginal culture in Australia, in Asia, everywhere. Yes, we're different in some aspect, but we are equal in many aspects because we're human beings. We're sentient beings. We bleed red. We have, for men we have a penis. For all women have a vagina. So we're not different in any way. Yeah, we probably have darker skin. We probably have different genetics because we in some cases, because not every human is the same. But as a species, as humans, we're all the same. We're all humans. You see what I'm saying? We have every human has the same characteristic that makes us human as a species. See what I'm saying? And then yes, there's some people who are born without a leg, who is born without a arm, who's born deaf, who's born blind. Yes, that's true. In that case, we're not the same. But we are the same because we have the same genetic makeup. We have eyes. We have a mouth to speak. We have a nose to smell odors. We have ears to hear. We have a brain that we use to function that allows us to do any motor activity. We have a heart. You see what I'm saying? We don't know our true origin. We don't know who we are. We get latched into cultural differences. And this is one of the reasons why we are enslaved. We want to look at color. Oh, he's white, he's black. Oh, he's racist. All this, all this. We need to come together as a human family. You see what I'm saying? Black, white, it's all bullshit. It's a garbage. It's ego identification. You're at the end of the day, you're none of this. Yes, I do have darker skin. Yeah, that makes me black. Yeah, it's true. But most importantly, I'm a human. Okay? Yes, then you have different um, type of culture, whether you're born in a continent or a country. That doesn't make you of that country. You see what I'm saying? It's a societal a concept of cultures, all of that. But at the end of the day, you're none of this. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just because you're born in a territory called, for example, Africa. I'm talking about me. Although I was born in Italy, but I take it as an example. Just because you're born into a country in a imaginary boundary, they how do you say constitutes a country, doesn't make you a person of that country. You are a citizen, quote unquote, based on this legal system, which is slavery, which is based on government slavery. You see what I'm saying? But that's not who you are. Okay, we are a spiritual creature inhabiting a vessel. You see what I'm saying? And the one of the reason why, which all ties into human origin, we don't know our human origin in terms of genetics, who actually created us, which is probably the one of the most important point as a species. If we want to ever be free, the knowledge what actually happened in our ancient past. Okay, people will throw a lot of speculation, which at the end of the day, if you do a lot of research, if you put your ego aside and you truly go where the evidence leads, which a lot of people, unfortunately, because of the wrong and dogmatic belief system given by religions, one will never accept until the day they die because of their calcified ego. We need to understand we don't know who actually created us as a species, as a human. Who created humans? There are many ancient texts which are facts. The prehistoric ancient accounts which goes way thousand if not millions, hundreds of thousands before the Bible ever existed. The Bible is just a retake of these ancient texts. Okay, it's a remix of the ancient texts. So the Quran and the Torah and the Mahabharata and I don't know the Vedas. You know what I'm saying, and etc. etc. The Sumerian accounts talking about extraterrestrial. I don't want to even say extraterrestrial beings that they were not humans. Let's put it that way. It's not me throwing a lot of trash. It's true. As a humans, as a genetic, there is so many evidence. Even the Bible itself talks about these beings. If you read it properly, in the Old Testament, it talks about who created us. These beings called the Elohim, the powerful ones. That's what it means. It means gods. It's a plural name. He says in the beginning, it says Elohim created the heaven and the earth. But which means gods, plural. It's like adding an S to a singular word. Who are they? Who are these people? Let us come make man in our image and our likeness. You think the true God of creation created human to be this imperfect species, had a genetic and spiritual imperfection like this? Eh? You need to question yourself. Who created humans? Who actually gave us this this institution of slavery, like government, banks, what else, police, military, big pharma, big banks, big corporations, big food industry, big media corporation, all the secret societies, and all the think tank organization like the Tavistock Institution, Council for Relation, and move you name it. Do you think the true God of creation, who created who created this universe, this beautiful cosmos and place called the universe, created as a species to be this evil, to do these evil things, and to support this system of slavery and allow this psychopath to win? You need to think about this. Obviously, beings that were not humans in the ancient past, according to a lot of evidence and facts and, and evidence and a lot of, I would say, this is not even speculation, created human beings as the slave species, because we are the slave species, the Anunnaki. And you need to see in every civilization in the ancient past talk about the same beings with different names. No matter where you go, Mesoamerica, Mesopotamian, European, African culture, Asian culture, talk about the same beings with their high level technology who allegedly genetically created humans as their slave species, and which makes sense. And if you if we understand our true origin as a species, then we're gonna understand why this system of slavery is existing in the first place. And we're gonna be able to answer a lot of questions. Because in order to control a species, you need to cut them off from their true origins. You need to create a lot of crap, a lot of obfuscation. You don't want them to how do you say, know who actually created them. Because if you do, then what do you think is gonna happen? They're not gonna be enslaved anymore. They're gonna 100% understand why we're enslaved and all this evil and all of this. Why all of this is happening. You need to understand as well, when we talk about human origin, there are two dialectic which are the, I would say, the most prevalent dialectics in our society. You see, the cult who run this planet needs to operate into a dialectic in order to control people. This notion that of the Darwinian evolution theory, that we come from the monkeys, from the apes, and we evolved, naturally evolved into humans, which does not make sense. Absolutely doesn't make sense. There is obviously somebody that's the evolution theory, and then you have the creationism theory, which comes from the three major religions, that the true God of creation created us as a species, and genetically created as a species, which is not true, obviously, because and there's a question that will dismantle this theory of creationism. Why will God allow this? Why will God, the true God of creation, which is a perfect being, will create a imperfect species like us genetically? Let's talk about genetically. Okay, as humans, genetically, we have plus 4,000 human disorder and this I wouldn't say this 4,000 human uh, disorders, genetic disorders. We have in our human genome, whoever created us put in our human genome and code, DNA, that makes us human, certain types of codes. This is how you create a species, okay? And in our human genetic code, whoever created us gave us 4,000 and plus genetic disorders, which means we are prone to diseases. They're not even diseases that we can catch through bad environment, through bad nutrition, but genetically, inherently, just because we created as humans. You see what I'm saying? It's inherently like cancer, HIV. I don't know, many diseases, tumors, you name it. A lot of genetic disorders, and if you reflect deeply, you will ask yourself, why would a true God of creation, a perfect being, which I do believe exists, and not say I do believe, we know factually exists through natural law, which is the true proof of the existence of God. Okay, create a species that has more than 4,000 genetic disorders. Why? Why is that? Don't you think it's a little bit fishy? Be strange. They're a perfect being, the underlying intelligence that create, that governs the universe, who puts its law into manifestation, will create in a perfect species like humans. We humans cannot do nothing except using our hands, legs, probably speak, like I said, smell, eyes, and hear anything, but we can do nothing. Yes, we are being gifted to basically do complex things, okay? That's why, but other than that, we can't do much. We're not very developed species genetically. We have a lot of genetic flaws. But where do they come from, these flaws? You see what I'm saying? You need to think about that. It's not just, oh, we evolved from monkeys and we evolved, suddenly evolved into humans in the progress of millions of years. That's what Darwin theory was trying to make us believe. And it's not that the true God of creation, the perfect beings, like described in so-called religion, tell us they created us as a species. When you think about this, if you ask this question and you deeply read, then you'll understand what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? And, and that should make us worried. Okay? Another point, still talking about the human origin. We are, as a species, we are the only species on this planet Earth that will not adapt to live on this planet naturally. That's fact. That's no I mean, that's fact. During the cold weather, we need something to clothe. We need something to cover. Otherwise, we're gonna die freezing. Why animals can't? Well, certain animals, they can also survive into cold temperature, which is true. But those are mainly insects. Mainly insects, which is true. But and certain animals can live in both cold and hot weathers. Why? Why is that? But we humans cannot. We not adapt in the. We not adapt in any. We not adapt in the temperature of the planet Earth naturally. Why is that? When it's very cold, we need something to wear. Otherwise, we're gonna die freezing. Like I said, if it's very hot, we need to strip our clothes because otherwise we're gonna die. We need air condition. Otherwise, we're gonna die or we're gonna boil. We're gonna melt. And a lot of animals don't need that. Don't you think that? People never question that. Animals are adapted to live in this planet. The animals that we have, they are adapted to live in this planet. Maybe the dogs, because it's a dogs like us. They are like hybridized species. It's a hybrid species, dogs. Okay, and why is that? Because truth be told, it's long time ago in the ancient past, probably type 2 or type 3, type 4 civilization with very high level technology. Is their technology is so advanced, it's like magic, folks. It's not being me a lunatic or crazy. And all we have to think about is also the so-called architecture that we will still have today's, and we still can duplicate, like, I don't know, the pyramids, the archaeological type of buildings that we have in Rome, Italy, and a lot of venues throughout the world that we humans cannot duplicate. Doesn't matter how the most advanced technology that we have now, we cannot do it the exact same type of buildings that they still remain with us from the ancient past, like the pyramids. Why people don't question that? As humans did not build the pyramids. It's impossible. As humans cannot build the pyramids. So who did that? Who built the pyramids in the ancient past? That the people, because you need to question that. I'll tell you, the same people who control the society, the same people who control every aspect of our society, are the same people who probably in the ancient past, with the level of technology they had, are the ones who created the the pyramids of Giza, the ziggurats in Mesopotamia, Machu Picchu in Peru, in many venues throughout the world, to create some type of archi- architectural building. And and people need to question that. Okay, where do we come from? Who actually created us as a species? And that ends that, and that question should make us reflect about us, because once we understand that, then the current condition of humanity or slavery will make sense. We're gonna understand that we'll be created as a slave species, folks. That's the reality that most human beings don't want to hear. That we will be created as a slave species. That's why we, throughout history, we always humans. If we were not part of the ruling class, we always had to work in order to provide for ourselves through the slavery system. You have to always work for someone in order to pay your bills, to use transportation, to use running water, to cook and everything. We have to pay for that. That's slavery, man. You're not free. You see what I'm saying? Those are the four main points of why we are enslaved. This is what I think. Why humanity is enslaved. And it's very sad because, unfortunately, I don't think we can do much about it right now, because humanity does not want to hear that. We are a dumb, retarded species full of ego. That we think we know everything when we know nothing. Which is why we are enslaved as a species. And because of our ignorance, we're gonna create an evil world for our sons and daughters and our children and grandchildren, great great grandchildren, and future generations, because we haven't learned our lessons. We haven't become knowledgeable. We haven't become wise. We're still we're still ignorant. We don't question anything. That's what the ancient people in the ancient past were trying to tell us through the I would say depicts and paintings about these beings in the ancient past, about who they were, about our history, who actually created us. And when you are an ignorant and immoral species, like unfortunately humanity is, you cannot expect any good to come in the future. Nothing. And that is why evil is winning, unfortunately. That is why the so-called power that be are winning. And they're winning big, folks. People, for those who are thinking that Donald Trump is gonna come in the office and fix all of that, you're a naive child. You're a laughing stock. You're a joke. Okay, the owner are laughing at you every day. Okay, to think that this video should make us reflect on who we are as humans, as a species. That's all. That's all for today. That this is the video. I hope you like it. Subscribe and like the video and share it everywhere. All right. See you later. Bye.